Hello to everyone who is joining from the R2 community, as well as those who may not be familiar but have somehow stumbled upon this video. Welcome. We're back with another midweek market update, and we're also going to talk about the upcoming Tier 3 releases, as well as anything new that's happened in the past few days. There's actually been some steady price action on Essence since it's been released to the rest of the world for trade. Things are actually moving along very nicely. This is R2 in the know, and let's get into it. So many people discounted the token and said that it would be released to the world and would instantly go below a penny. I was actually really hopeful that would happen so I could buy a whole bunch more. We all know that's not the way it went. They claimed that it would be an instant failure and that everyone would sell off their tokens and they would become worthless to those who were unfortunate enough to hold them. Obviously, they underestimated the faith that we have in the project and the faith that we have in Shane to deliver a great usable end product. We're going to get into all that and more, but before we do, we want to remind you to stick around until the end of the video to see who wins the Blood Orange Female t-shirt code. When we look at the jewel market, we're seeing that it has remained pretty steady and not much has changed, as most jewels are still flooring right around the 8-cent USD mark. The mixed T3 market is staying strong past that $1.50 USD floor, with the exception of a few people dumping for a little less just to clear their inventory. Unfortunately, we are seeing a massive dip in value in common droids from its all-time high of $1.01 USD. Right now, we're seeing the floor at around 25% reduction of that value, as at the time of production, there were several pages in the 75-cent range. It is important to keep in mind that no longer are we guessing the value of our assets, as we have a hardline reference point with Essence token and the way that it's been holding its value. At the current price of Essence, the market seems to be pretty close to the floor, give or take a little, with Essence that's still on the platform. Listen, despite where you sell it, you're going to pay fees. On the platform, you're going to be paying a sale fee. Off platform, you're going to be paying gas fees. So please keep that in mind when you're making that decision. Looking at resource droids, we want to check out our favorite little oil drilling tycoon, Giliumbo. With a solid floor of $5 USD, it's stayed pretty consistently in this range for the last month or two. Starlight Fury, also very consistent with a sale range between 9 or 10 USD, depending on how many resource slots it carries. Even the legendary droid sales have seemed to slow down and stalled, as these listings have been the same for days. The good news when it comes to the side droid market is that nothing from the legendary tier is being sold off as junk at half of its estimated value price any longer. Once Upgrade goes live, the value for these assets should finally be realized, and hopefully we will see these side droids finally start to flow out of the market as people realize how much opportunity the upgrades will present for higher tier resource collection. Looking at civilians, we're seeing some resistance from the bears again. With the baby sister to the crew, the geologist could not hold on to that 9-cent USD mark and is currently resting back at 8 cents with even a few listings at 7. Keep on trying, little sister. You will in fact prove your worth. Not much movement on the rebel class, as it's still mid-20s where it's stayed for weeks. And, once again, our Egyptian God side droid tech is slipping in the wrong direction, with a floor of only 70 cents USD currently, down from 75 cents over the weekend, down from its all-time high of $1.50. I really wish I would have sold all of them at $1.50, but you know, live and learn. So that pretty much sums up the market conditions for the endgame market. Alright, go ahead and pull up those charts, because it is time to talk about Essence. So at the moment of making this video, Essence is 4 days old. It's done $239,000 in volume over the last 24 hours. It has $564,000 in liquidity, and there are 1.6 thousand holders of the token, almost 1.7 thousand holders. There has been 171 transactions, with 98 in buys and 73 sells over the last 24 hours. We are up 0.74% over the last 24 hours, And we've stayed in the green and are having a beautiful week for our launch. Could not have asked for anything better. I mean, I guess we could have mooned and everybody could have cashed out, crashed the token, and then would have became worthless. A few would have won, but most would have lost. Instead, here we are with this amazing viable token. It's going to be a massive part of the ERC2 ecosystem, and it's doing quite well. At the time of video production, Essence was trading on the open market at 0.126 cents per token. Let's just take a look at some of the buys and sells. Speaking of buying and selling, let's talk Tier 3 releases. Well, if you follow the channel, you know that we talked about how these South Korea Tier 3 releases were going to be epic. And boy, were they ever. In our last update, we talked about how well the first one went. It was about 15 cents after the buying frenzy stopped. But the second one, it was actually even better. It was kind of amazing. So Incheon, South Korea opened today, and just about 5 hours later, when we got to the studio, the price had already reached 20 cents a tile for this territory. I know 20 cents a tile doesn't seem like much, but when we're talking releases for Tier 3s, it's pretty good. Congrats if you were a buyer and you got in right at the open, and you've doubled the market value for your new additions to the portfolio. Coming up next, we have an offering out of Trinidad with Tunapuna Piarco. When we visit this landing spot, we can see that it offers copious oil and sparse iron ore as resources available. The good news is that at only around 33 USD a tier 2 tile, the upgrade should be relatively easy to achieve to use Essence and be able to collect resources, launch droids, etc., etc. Alright, let's do something really fun, and let's go ahead and find out who is today's winner. Congrats going out to our winner, Pacey, and we'll be hosting another giveaway on the Weekend Market Report, where we'll be giving away a Cosmic Mail, 1 of 500 limited edition, release the Essence T. To enter into that contest, all you have to do is 3 things. They're super easy. You have to A, be a subscriber, B, like this video, and C, leave a comment saying what you love most about ERC2. With that said, we want to take the opportunity to invite you to become a subscriber if you have not done so already. Not only do we do weekly giveaways, but we do nearly daily updates about what is happening inside the ERC2 community and the Metaverse project itself. It also helps us fight for ranking in the algorithm against people trying to make easy money, perpetuating the narrative that E2 is anything but legit. Just earlier today, I got a result from a video by a creator who literally loaded a blog from 3 years ago into an AI video creator and released it to all of his followers with absolutely no true research at all. This creator has 1.5 thousand followers, so obviously he isn't even making any real money doing this. When several community members tried to educate this creator, all he did was laugh and claim to, quote, make more money with his video than anyone ever made on E2, end quote. The whole point of this video was not to spend energy on negative people, but to try and educate people what we are still up against even 3 years later. As always, we love all of our loyal viewers and want to thank everyone for taking the time out of your day just to spend it with us. It's actually time for us to get back to rating, listing, and adding valuable assets to the portfolio. Goodbye for now, but not for long. Until then, we cannot wait to see you in the ERC2 Metaverse. Be kind to each other, and don't click the clickbait!